In the year 2000, legendary film director Ridley Scott brought the tale of Maximus Decimus Meridius to the big screen, winning 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Russell Crowe's depiction of General turned Gladiator Maximus. It was nigh universally acclaimed by both critics and audiences as it finished its worldwide box office run with a haul of nearly $500 million. It was a film that was epic and enthralling, taking the viewer back to the grimy days of the fading Roman Empire under the last of the 5 good emperors and the end of Pax Romana under Marcus Aurelius. And it was complete. It was a complete story. Maximus is betrayed, sold into slavery, grinds himself into a legendary gladiator, finds himself in the Colosseum of Rome, and grabs his revenge against those who betrayed him and killed his family. The end. Until Hollywood reaches a creative nadir, looks for something people used to pay them to go see in theaters, and tries to suck all of those old successes dry for all of they are worth with soulless, cash grab sequels because Tom Cruise was able to ride Top Gun Maverick to over $1 billion at the box office. And for reasons only the brain dead creative zombies in Hollywood could understand, they decided Gladiator would be the next good movie to do a sequel to. Now, I heard about this project years ago and thought for sure the brainlets out in Southern California would come to their sun-baked senses and give this idea up. It makes no sense on any level, at least creatively. If you are a flailing Hollywood studio like Paramount, floundering around for something anyone would watch in hopes of driving up your value as you try to up your own selling price to Warner Brothers or whatever other desperate studio for some relevancy and flailing for something to show their own stockholders, then it makes perfect sense. Normally, I would guess they went out and cast a director to put this thing together, making sure to tick as many boxes as possible so that Paramount and their minions in the show media could exclaim with great piety and regret over the review bombing and istophobic reviews slash comments directed at all and sundry not of fair skin involved in the project. Amazingly enough, that is actually not the case. They talked octogenarian legend and the original director of Gladiator, Ridley Scott, into helming the project. Additionally, the cast is actually impressive, with Paul Mescal tapped for the lead role, Pedro Pascal playing a Roman general, and Denzel Washington playing a scheming power broker seemingly helping Mescal's character. To tie the movie into the original Gladiator, they have brought back Connie Nielsen to reprise her role as the sister of Emperor Commodus, Lucilla. They have also engaged Derek Jacobi to reprise his role as Senator Gracchus, who tried to aid Lucilla and Maximus as he opposed the corruption overtaking Rome after the fall of Marcus Aurelius. Interestingly enough, even the story seems to tie back to the original in a semi intelligent and creative way. Of course, they are taking liberties in the extreme with Roman history, but that is nothing new to Hollywood in their pursuit of spectacle and profit. But will they succeed? That is indeed the question. The trailer for the sequel to the nigh on a quarter century old Gladiator dropped for the movie that will premiere in November 2024. What it shows has the look of Gladiator, with a story that follows nearly beat for beat the first movie. Lucilla's son is living in Namibia, read North Africa, where Algeria is today, with his wife and child. The Romans show up, kill the family, and enslave Lucius Verus. None know who he is because he is believed dead by his mother. He winds up being sold to a gladiator academy run by Denzel Washington's character, Macrinus. Much like Maximus's owner, Antonius Proximo, Macrinus sees rage in Lucius's eyes and feeds him motivation to perform well in the arenas, his end goal being the fall of the young brother emperors of Rome, Gaeta and Caracalla. If one did not have Gladiator to compare it to, the trailer might actually look good. If one did not have the previous movie's story to consult, the trailer might actually sound interesting. And if the trailer had not been for a movie called Gladiator 2 being released some 24 and a half years after the original, it might be interesting. Alas, the trailer comes off as a poor knockoff of the original, lacking originality that might actually be interesting. Instead, the writer, David Scarpa, seemed to try to copy and paste the story from the original to his script document, change some names and places, add in some cool and totally different fights, and call it a day. Am I saying it will be a bad movie? No. What I am saying is that there are a bunch of red flags waving over this production that have been present in other bad attempts by Hollywood to farm nostalgia of late. Decades old sequel, check. Bringing back secondary and tertiary characters to give tenuous connections to the original, check. Storyline that seems to have been fed through an AI program and then polished up by a screenwriter to make it seem both connected to the old and at the same time new and fresh. Check. Harping on the events from the original movie to pimp this one. Check. There's very little organic in this movie. Everything from its purpose to its story to its scenes seem to have been run through the laundry to make it look completely new while still holding ephemeral connections to the older film. On top of all of that, you have an ancient Ridley Scott being run out to direct when his last few films have either been met with mixed reception or have been hideous franchise destroying messes. Even his last movie, Napoleon, which was nominated for numerous awards, was a mixed bag. One can only hope that Ridley Scott has managed to recapture the spirit of Gladiator and infuse it into this cash grab sequel. But I'm going to be pressing X to doubt. The only thing that even gives me a little bit of a pause in that conclusion is the presence of one Denzel Washington in the cast. If there is one person in this project that could throw it on his shoulders and power through to success based solely on his own talent and charisma, it is Denzel Washington. The man is not a winner of multiple Academy Awards, Golden Globes, and a Tony Award for nothing. I guess we will see in November. That is all I have for this video. I apologize if the audio sounds like I am at the bottom of a well, but I am out of town and trying out some new equipment in a room you could play a game of basketball in. If you like what I do here, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and comment down below. It all helps and is appreciated. Until next time. Tschüss.